Good morning. This is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 197 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation, where we use female words. This would be July 16th if you're starting at the new year. Salvation without compromise. Is it not true you do not recognize some of the forms attack can take? If it is true, attack in any form will hurt you and will do so just as much as in another form that you do recognize, then it must follow that you do not always recognize the source of pain. Attack in any form is equally destructive. Its purpose does not change. Its sole intent is murder. And what form of murder serves to cover the massive guilt and frantic fear of punishment the murderer must feel? She may deny she is a murderer and justify her savagery with smiles as she attacks. Yet she will suffer and look on her intent in nightmares, where the smiles are gone and where the purpose rises to meet her horrified awareness and pursue her still. For no one thinks of murder and escapes the guilt the thought entails. If the intent is death, what matter the form it takes? Is death in any form, however lovely and charitable it may seem to be, a blessing and a sign the voice for God speaks through you to your sister? The wrapping does not make the gift you give. An empty box, however beautiful and gently given, still contains nothing. And neither the receiver nor the giver is long deceived. Withhold forgiveness from your sister, and you attack her. You give her nothing, and receive of her but what you gave. Salvation is no compromise of any kind. To compromise is to accept but part of what you want, to take a little and give up the rest. Salvation gives up nothing. It is complete for everyone. Let the idea of compromise but enter, and the awareness of salvation's purpose is lost because it is not recognized. It is denied where compromise has been accepted, for compromise is the belief salvation is impossible. It would maintain you can attack a little, love a little, and know the difference. Thus it would teach a little of the same can still be different, and yet the same remain intact as one. Does this make sense? Can it be understood? This course is easy just because it makes no compromise. Yet it seems difficult to those who still believe that compromise is possible. They do not see that, if it is, salvation is attack. Yet it is certain the belief that salvation is impossible cannot uphold a quiet, calm assurance it has come. Forgiveness cannot be withheld a little, nor is it possible to attack for this and love for that and understand forgiveness. Would you not want to recognize assault upon your peace in any form? If only thus does it become impossible that you lose sight of it? It can be kept shining before your vision, forever clear and never out of sight if you defend it not. Those who believe that peace can be defended and that attack is justified on its behalf cannot perceive it lies within them. How could they know? How could they accept forgiveness side by side with the belief that murder takes some forms by which their peace is saved? Would they be willing to accept the fact their savage purpose is directed against themselves? No one unites with enemies, nor is at one with them in purpose, and no one compromises with an enemy but hates her still for what she kept from her. Mistake not truce for peace, nor compromise for the escape from conflict. To be released from conflict means that it is over. The door is open. You have left the battleground. You have not lingered there in cowering hope that it will not return because the guns are stilled an instant, and the fear that haunts the place of death is not apparent. There is no safety in a battleground. You can look down on it in safety from above and not be touched, but from within it, you can find no safety. Not one tree left still standing will shelter you. Not one illusion of protection stands against the faith in murder. Here stands the body, torn between the natural desire to communicate and the unnatural intent to murder and to die. Think you the form that murder takes can offer safety? Can guilt be absent from a battlefield? Truly, we as humanity have equivocated, we have rationalized that there are some circumstances in which violence is justified. For example, in war, we send people out to kill and we don't call it murder. If somebody kills in self-defense, we don't call it murder. And we have to remember that A Course in Miracles is uncompromising. It is black and white, of course, then saying that the black is an illusion and all there is the white, but there can be no compromise in the way A Course in Miracles looks at things. It uses the word murder quite a bit, which is very uncomfortable for us, the reader. We must remember that A Course in Miracles defines death as depression, anxiety, frustration, anger. Even the slightest discomfort is what it defines as death. So if something we do is causing another person discomfort, offense, whatever it might be, anything uncomfortable, it defines that as murder. And in essence, we are trying to shut down the light of another soul, diminish it. And to diminish the light in another is to kill them. So again, we have these very radical approaches. It is uncompromising. A Course in Miracles says that spirit cannot be in conflict. Salvation is everyone getting everything. Nobody gets left out. There is no compromise. In a compromise, people only get a little bit of what they want. And there are things that they have to give up, things that they have to sacrifice. That's not what salvation is. Salvation is everyone getting even more than they thought was possible. There will be nothing left out. And so that is how we are being asked to give. That is how we are being asked to forgive. Yeah, it's not possible to do this without the help of heaven. We are not expected to do this without the help of heaven. We are expected to ask for heaven's help and rely on heaven's guidance. That's all. And we are promised that we will receive everything according to what we ask for. This text reading makes it clear that we get inconsistent results because we are inconsistent in our loving and our forgiving. And the lesson will expound on this in a really powerful way. Lesson 197. It can be but my gratitude I earn. Here is the second step we take to free your mind from the belief in outside force pitted against your own. You make attempts at kindness and forgiveness, yet you turn them to attack again unless you find external gratitude and lavish thanks. Your gifts must be received with honor lest they be withdrawn. And so you think God's gifts are loans at best, at worst deceptions, which would cheat you of defenses, to ensure that when she strikes, she will not fail to kill. How easily are God and guilt confused by those who know not what their thoughts can do. Deny your strength, and weakness must become salvation to you. See yourself as bound, and bars become your home. Nor will you leave the prison house or claim your strength until guilt and salvation are not seen as one, and freedom and salvation are perceived as joined, with strength beside them, to be sought and claimed and found and fully recognized. The world must thank you when you offer it release from your illusions, yet your thanks belong to you as well, for the release can only mirror yours. Your gratitude is all your gifts require, and they be a lasting offering of a thankful heart, released from hell forever. Is it this you would undo by taking back your gifts, because they were not honored? It is you who honor them and give them fitting thanks, for it is you who have received the gifts. It does not matter if another thinks your gifts unworthy. In her mind, there is a part that joins with yours in thanking you. It does not matter if your gifts seem lost and ineffectual. They are received where they are given. In your gratitude are they accepted universally and thankfully acknowledged by the heart of God herself. And would you take them back when she has gratefully accepted them? God blesses every gift you give to her, and every gift is given her because it can be given only to yourself. And what belongs to God must be her own. Yet you will never realize her gifts are sure, eternal, changeless, limitless, forever giving out, extending love and adding to your never-ending joy while you forgive but to attack again. Withdraw the gifts you give, and you will think that what is given you has been withdrawn. But learn to let forgiveness take away the sins you think you see outside yourself, and you can never think the gifts of God are lent but for a little while, before she snatches them away again in death. For death will have no meaning for you then. And with the end of this belief is fear forever over. Thank yourself for this, for she is grateful only unto God, and she gives thanks for you unto herself. To everyone who lives will Christ yet come, for everyone must live and move in her. Her being in her mother is secure because their will is one. Their gratitude to all they have created has no end, for gratitude remains a part of love. Thanks be to you, the Holy Child of God, for as you were created, you contain all things within yourself, and you are still as God created you, nor can you dim the light of your perfection. In your heart, the heart of God is laid. She holds you dear because you are herself. All gratitude belongs to you because of what you are. Give thanks as you receive it. Be you free of all ingratitude to anyone who makes yourself complete. And from this self is no one left outside. Give thanks for all the countless channels which extend this self. All that you do is given unto her. All that you think can only be her thoughts, sharing with her the holy thoughts of God. Earn now the gratitude you have denied yourself when you forgot the function God has given you, but never think that she has ever ceased to offer thanks to you. So this lesson addresses, in part at least, the reason why it is so hard for us to trust in the universe being only benevolent towards us. Who among us has not had very unpleasant experiences in our memory? And this is saying it's because what seems to happen in the outside illusion is just a mirror of what we put out. And so if we are inconsistent in the love that we put out, those are the ripples that are going to come back at us from the dream illusion that seems to be outside. And we feel justified in not being loving if we perceive something coming at us that is not loving, not realizing that those are the ripples coming back at us from past times when we were not loving. So this effect can amplify over time, just as a feud between two families can amplify over time when the initial offense may have been somewhat small. Maybe some small offense was given and then offense is returned for offense, each time getting bigger because the sting from what was perceived as coming at you, it always feels worse, I think, to be on the receiving end of any offense than it does to be on the side of the one hurling out the offense. And so it is not surprising that in seeking to just give back what you were given would tend to amplify over time until we have these family feud situations where there is actual murder as we would define it happening. Now, A Course in Miracles would say that the murder happened with the first small offense. All you have to do is thinking, much less doing. I mean, let's set aside doing. A Course in Miracles makes it clear that thinking is the thing that is real. That is the beginning of everything. Doing is just it's the natural consequence of thinking. We even see this in the New Testament, in the Beatitudes, where Jesus is teaching the people that while the commandments from the Old Testament deal with your actions and behavior, Jesus is teaching the people that the problem begins with the thoughts. Yes, we shouldn't be killing each other, absolutely, but Jesus said, don't even be angry with another, because then you are in danger of hellfire. And where is hell? It's this life, this mortal realm. When we send out angry thoughts, that's going to come back at us in some form in the dream illusion as our unprocessed guilt, because deep down we know that we're nothing but love and that all of the creation is nothing but love and they deserve only love from us. Anytime we send out any thought that is anything less than loving, we will feel guilty, and that guilt will come back as a form of self-punishment, often projected out into the illusion, so it seems like it has nothing to do with us. It seems like just an accident, just a coincidence, just a thing that happened, but the responsibility begins with us having an unloving thought. But that's all the negative side of this lesson. This lesson is stated in positive terms. Anytime we send out love in any way, it is our own gratitude that responds to it. It will come back to us as love. And A Course in Miracles teaches that it will be amplified. Just as there is a tendency in a feud for offense to amplify, so the Holy Spirit makes sure that even our small loving gifts are amplified by her, which is really beautiful. God is extremely generous with us. And the only reason we're not able to see it is because we don't realize the connection between what we're sending out in our thoughts and what is coming back to us. May we be loving towards ourselves and towards all of the creation. And when we notice that we're not, may we ask for the correction of the Holy Spirit, for the Holy Spirit to judge for us and see what happens, see what miracles follow in the wake of that. And I wish you happy practicing.